Back to SportsLine. Great to have you here with us on News Channel 5+. Titans and Colts this Sunday from Nissan Stadium. An opportunity for the two-tone blue to get to 2-1 on the season and really put a crimp in the Indianapolis Colts season as they would start 0-3 as they come in 0-2. Again, looks like Jacob Eason will be starting at quarterback for Indy over Carson Wentz, who has both of his ankles sprained and did not practice today, Wednesday. So, obviously, despite all that, a big challenge for head coach Mike Vrabel and his team. Here's what Vrabel had to say before practice over at St. Thomas Sports Park.
Mike, how big is the opportunity this week, divisional opponent at home, to try to take that first step inside the division? Yeah,
I think that's all what we talk about is making sure that we, play well and win our games at home. We didn't do that the first week. We've moved on. You have to steal a couple on the road. I think we probably certainly could put that one in that category. But then now coming back home, and then you have to win games in your division. So that's really what we have with two of those things that we talk about. Home game within the division. A lot of respect for Frank and Chris and their whole organization. They play hard. It's a great football team, and it'll be a heck of a challenge.
You talk a lot about responding well to adversity, not being front runners, just like you did on Sunday. Is there a reverse to that, where you have to be able to respond well when things are going well and not lose focus? Yeah,
I think that success and the preparation and the willingness to work is not an occasional thing. It can't be after adversity, hey, we really got to focus. That's the whole mindset of, whatever you do on Sunday or whenever you play is that you make the corrections, you move on, try to enhance the things that you did well and fix the things that you did bad and, eliminate the things that get you beat. And that's hopefully the mindset that I've tried to create and our staff has tried to create with the players.
There's always going to be some degree of adversity, but your guys always seem to really thrive when they feel like nobody's picking them to win or they're backed into a corner. You like that about their DNA, or is there something bad about them kind of seeming to need that sometimes?
I don't look at it like that. I just think that hopefully we can not panic and be able to take the situation that we have, however the games unfold. We all see the games each week in this league that they go in different directions, and you have to go out there and respond and change some things. But I don't think that I hope that we don't rely on it. I just hope that, we continue that mindset and then continue some consistency when things are going well.
What's the difficulties when you're kind of preparing for two quarterbacks that's not really any idea who's going to play? What goes into that preparation-wise?
I don't think that there's a huge difference in the skill set. I think they're gonna operate their offense. Carson's play strength. Obviously Jacob's limited exposure. But they have a talented. Their receivers are tough. They're physical. Doyle's been there forever. Very productive. Their backs are fantastic. I think they have an unbelievable group of backs. Got a lot of respect for Taylor, for Hines, and then obviously Mack working his way back in. Not sure how much he'll have, but they're just they have a lot of dynamic players. Receivers are tough. They're physical, and the backs can do a lot of different things.
That run defense has been so good under Coach Eberflus. What is it that makes their run defense so outstanding?
They play extremely hard. That I respect, obviously, Matt and Frank, the culture that they've set there. They play extremely hard. They have length. They've got a good, varying degrees of different play styles. They have some guys that are, kind of ham away at you, hammer away. And then they have some guys, obviously Buckner is a, wild card with his length, athleticism. The backers can run. I think they're all very sound. Everybody's a good tackler, and that's really what it comes down to as far as stopping the run.
That battery that they have, tackle, you mentioned Buckner, you got Leonard at second level, and then you have Blackman. How much does that go into how?
Well, Willis is a great tackler. He's a good, strong safety. Their corners are willing tacklers, and that's, you can't block everybody, so that the guys sometimes that you don't block, if those guys can tackle, they have the advantage.
Actually use a number of different combinations.
Hold on, let me go to Terry, but we should have actually let off with Terry. I'm sorry.
With Christian Fulton's development, is it more than just being healthy and more comfortable in the system? What are some of the things that he's done that's elevated his game?
Well, I think a lot of it has been the health to be able to get reps and opportunities and work, build some consistency, build some confidence, some understanding of the techniques and the different schemes and most of that. So just being available and being able to work and therefore improve.
You think you use a combination of maybe guys at the safety position with Bradley now gone?
Well, we'll see how the week goes, and there'll be somebody lining up there. Whether it's Dane, Matthias, there'll be somebody back there.
How valuable was Michael Pruitt's contributions on Sunday, and what's it say about a guy he can show back up here after being elsewhere all offseason and play that way? Pruitt was, somebody that knows our system. But for those tight ends, we've all asked them to, get as excited about blocking, as we do, catching some passes, and they did. I thought they settled down there a little bit. But we ask a lot of those guys to be able to help us on the edge of our run game, and I know they'll continue to work on that.
With letting McDougal go, and does that kind of put your faith in Cruikshank and feel like he's healthy and worthy of starting?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into, roster decisions, and, obviously performance is probably at the forefront, versatility, fit. There's just a lot of things, and we just that was the decision that we made.
How has Dane come along here? Obviously missed a lot of time, struggled to be available. Just the stretch of availability, have you seen some things out of him as a player?
He went in there the other day, and it wasn't perfect, but he played with some speed. He tried to be physical, and we've always, I guess, had a vision for Dane, and somewhat of the injuries that have limited his exposure and availability. Sometimes, to improve, we talked about Christian Fulton, you need to be out there. You need to be practicing and seeing those things. So hopefully, he can put a few good weeks together, certainly start today and put a good day together and build on that.
Seen a few Derrick Henry big runs in your day. I wonder what one of those runs is like watching from the sideline in terms of what you see, what you hear. One of those big monster TD runs like you had there in Seattle. Really whether the angle, with this, it gets to the second level or the third level, it's going to be, what's the guy's angle look like, and usually within about 15 or 20 yards, you're going to know, pretty soon if he's going to take it the distance. Obviously a valuable piece. Congratulate him on another, AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. But that's what we've come to expect from Derrick, and that's, that's a large part of who we are. The reaction on the sideline, what's the noise level is 10, 20, 30, that kind of thing?
Well, I think at home it's a different thing when it's at home, and then, obviously on the road, but it's just, it's timely. Those are big, huge plays, explosive gains that, I think that they take note. You could play it well for 4 or 5 yards all game, and then all of a sudden break one, and just, we've had that happen to us. We've played well against the run, and then, have a guy break one, and it's just like, it's somewhat, defeating just to know that, man, you just played it for 25 runs, you played it really well, and then gave up a big one.
Has Ola been maybe even better than you guys expected, maybe as a pass rusher?
Probably as a defensive player, and, we got to continue to, work him in there. That's, he plays extremely hard.
he takes advantage of the opportunities that he had. So, like we always say, that earns more opportunities.
Ryan said he obviously doesn't want to be roughed, but he'll take the trade-off for a first down and the 15 yards. You'd obviously rather that be blocked up and throw a conversion pass there. But is that a penalty worth the trade-off when things go wrong?
Well, if I knew that, he wasn't going to be injured, obviously. But, I appreciate the toughness, and I know this entire team appreciates the toughness of our quarterback to stand in there and try to deliver the ball. And, he doesn't complain in some of these, pressures that, we may miss or somebody gets beat. I think he understands that's part of the job. We would all like that to not happen. But he doesn't get scared and duck and run away from it. He usually stands in there and tries to make a play for us.
Percentage of game-winning drives for Ryan since the time that he's been here. Something about his mental makeup, do you think, that allows him to be successful in those situations?
I think he's got good grasp of what we're trying to do and the process and trying to get us into the plays as quickly as possible. But I think that it's everybody knowing it, getting the receivers, whoever catches it, doing what they're supposed to be doing to get the ball back, to get lined up, to get in the formation, the lineman to get the protection, to get set, to snap the football. And then I think we have really good communication on the sidelines and through our coaching staff about the situation and how we want to handle it and, how much clock we want to use and being all on the same page there and operating efficiently.
Kind of certainty with the left side of your offensive line right now?
Uncertainty?
And any kind of certainty. Like, do you know what it's going to look like Sunday?
No, but we'll be, like there was last Sunday. There'll be a left tackle and there'll be a left guard, and they'll play their ass off. That's all we are certain of. I hope.
Expect Taylor practice today?
I expect Taylor to be out there today.
Mike, you liked the emphasis on taunting. Just wondering, so far early, if you think it's being called correctly. I know you may only.
I don't. There's a lot of things, whether I agree, that are called correctly or incorrectly. The intent of that, again, is that these actions that are directed towards the opponent have no room in our game. There's a lot of kids that watch our football games, finger pointing, getting in a guy's face, pointing your finger at him, flexing on them, standing over top of them. Those are things that I believe and I was taught. There's a way to celebrate. Nobody's trying to take any kind of celebration or having fun out of this game. It's an emotional game. I pointed out to our players, we make a play, go celebrate with the guy that made the play. We have nothing to say to the opponent. Somebody else made the play. Go celebrate with your teammates. That's the message that I'm trying to send, whether I agree with what they call or not call. That's always been the case.
On the read call against them, did you think that
there's a lot of calls that we could sit here and debate, whether it's a spot challenge, whether it's a hands to the face, whether it's a holding. We could do that all day. But I'm going to get back to work.
A lot of pushback.
You just what?
I just wanted that one call. Just in terms of, because you obviously saw that. I mean, in general, do you think that's about what they're looking to stop?
I think that for the fifth or sixth time, we're trying to keep, or at least our football team, I'm just trying to tell our guys, celebrate with your teammates. Be as excited as you want to. Be excited with your teammates, with your sideline. That's what it is. And like everything else that our league does, they will get come together and they will decide how they want to officiate it. But from our standpoint, with the Tennessee Titans, it's a clear message: celebrate with your teammates, or run the risk of hurting your football team. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. interesting conversation back and forth with the media this morning at St. Thomas Sports Park towards the end of his press conference about the new taunting rules that the NFL has implemented for this year. We've seen a couple of calls go for and against a lot of teams so far in just 2 weeks of NFL action, and you heard Vrabel's stance on it. Go celebrate with your teammates. Of course, I do recall in the Super Bowl him catching a touchdown pass from Tom Brady against the Eagles and doing the eagle flap. So, you know, just throwing that out there. Times change, I guess. All right, time for another break. When we come back, we're going to switch gears, talk college football. Vanderbilt welcomes number 2 Georgia into town this Saturday. Can the Commodores shock the world and pull one of the biggest upsets we would have seen in college football in quite some time? Well, hear what head coach Clark Lee has to say after this. You're watching SportsLine on News Channel 5+.